uh, knowledge and karma. You had COVID, you had symptoms, then the mind said, I cannot do anything. What is the best possible precautions and other remedies I should be doing? And wait for it to go away. Apply this in life. At every moment, we have challenges. We accept it without reaction and we do the best without thinking, craving for the result. Now see that you are working in your business, you are working in your family, you are working for money, you are working for charity, etc. and etc. But mind is clear like a mirror all the time. So what it means, what Patanjali says, tada drashte swarupe avasthanam. Then I am settled in my real self. If the mirror is a conscious being, and that mirror shows ugliness, that mirror shows the criminal also, that mirror shows the Buddha also. But mirror is mirror. So let us go little deeper with that example and come down to knowledge and action. Knowledge and karma. We have freedom to do karma, not to do. The way I think it should be done, I do it. The way I think it should not be done, we don't do it. That is what we do in 24/7. I wake up in the morning, I feel tired, so I do the karma. Let me sleep for another couple of hours. Or I say, no, I have to work. So I have a choice. You see that? I have a choice in doing karma. Every karma, I have a choice. Because I have a choice, I become the doer and the enjoyer. When the doer is not there, enjoyer is not there. Do you see that? Today we are simply understanding. Why we are understanding? So that this mind that is dictated by the past impression, habit, impulsive nature is left out. We want to say the mind, okay, mind. My master used to say, oh mind, be at peace, this will also pass. This karma will also pass. Now have little clarity about the knowledge. The knowledge remains as it is. We don't have any freedom to change that knowledge. Knowledge is knowledge. I don't have any freedom. Karma, I have total freedom. Knowledge, I have no freedom. Why? US is US. Europe is Europe. I don't have any freedom. But if I exercise freedom on this knowledge, problem begins. I am real self. That is true knowledge. But I claim I am the body. I exercise freedom over the knowledge. That creates ignorance. It is not for the sake of information. It is, I must live, I must become aware. That is where we are going today. So while listening, you are meditating, contemplating, reflecting here and now, not in the future. Go back to karma again. So now see that how these masters explain karma is caused by rajoguna or tamoguna. Tamoguna means that you do karma, you get tired, and then you move into tamoguna, tamoguna to rajoguna, rajoguna to tamoguna. That is the meaning. People say, I'm awfully busy. I don't have time to know myself. I don't have time to know the cause of the stress. Can you tell me how to manage the stress instantly? Come on, sit down, know the cause. Knowledge is power. No, I know I have stress. Can you get me out of the stress? Knowledge and karma. We are understanding that is what the life is. Knowledge. From the knowledge, we have desire. From the desire, we have an action. See, janati, ichhati, karoti. Always remember this. I know first an object, then like and dislike, then desire comes, and desire has to be converted because there is someone before the desire. Until I know a thing, there is nothing. The mind is acting like a mirror. Now I know it. I want it. I want it. Desire. So now see, the I is created. Until I know, everything is good. From that knowledge, something happens due to the past impression, likes and dislikes. I want it, it is desire. So I don't want to know why I want it. I like pasta, so I should eat pasta. Why you are asking that? Why you are asking that I only eat pasta? Don't ask me because I like it. And the chapter ends. So we live in incomplete knowledge. Now see, we are just summarizing everything we have done until today. Knowledge and action. So be very clear. Knowledge is knowledge, cannot be changed. I must submit to the knowledge because knowledge cannot be changed. And because knowledge cannot be changed, it is power. And because it is power, knowledge is that power which liberates us from all the suffering. Karma cannot do it. Karma can help me. Karma can point me. Karma can purify the mind. But karma has no power to liberate me from the suffering. Means what? If I don't know the root cause of my pain and the suffering, and I continue to do the karma, action, knowledge, desire, action, there is no way I can bring an end to the suffering. Now, who is discussing? Who is talking and who is listening? I am talking, you are listening, you are talking, I am listening. So I cannot use the word I or you without consciousness. It is not seen, but it is hidden. It is always there, which we may say awareness, choiceless awareness, consciousness. Okay, okay. I am consciousness. Is body consciousness? No, we understand that this body is a matter. So now we have two things, matter and consciousness. It is not information. You live here, that you are aware this body is a matter and I am consciousness. I am consciousness. Because that I am is my personal experience, and personal experience comes through the consciousness. Hence, I am conscious. I'm speaking consciously. I'm addressing you. Though I am consciousness. You are listening. You are also consciousness. No, but I must be very clear about matter and consciousness. We use the term matter is inert, dead. What is the meaning of inert? Simple. This matter cannot know itself. Gold cannot know itself. Copper cannot know itself. One. And second property of being inert, that it cannot know others. I know my right hand does not know me. Means what? I can never be my right hand. I know my eyes cannot know me. I can never be my eyes. Similarly, one thing has to be clear. Now I live day by day in awareness. I'm doing all the karma, but yes, I'm aware who is doing the karma. All the matter is doing the karma. That is why it is constantly changing and I'm not changing. I am present in stress. I am present in pain. I am present in pleasure. I am present in hunger. I am present in eating pasta. I am present in listening. I am present in speaking. When we explore together with clarity in the field of awareness, we can be in meditation here and now. So, okay, so consciousness and matter. Now, our master teaches us to pay attention that consciousness is one, cannot be divided, cannot be changed, cannot be distorted. So it gives an idea to the mind that this consciousness is all pervading, infinite, cannot be changed, it is whole. But the matter are always changing. Consciousness is one, matter are many. And that appearance of many is like a blueness of the sky. The blueness of a sky is false, is apparent, is not existent, still we see the blueness. Similarly, the world we see are many. In fact, it is not. It appears, but it is not. So I am constantly aware that as a doer, as an enjoyer, doing the karma, let me do anything, everything. Means I should not do those things which takes me away from the real journey. So matter to consciousness. Consciousness to matter. So when consciousness to matter, I realize consciousness is one, matter is many. Millions. What about matter to consciousness? See that? Matter to consciousness. Clay is one. You can have a pot, you can have a pitcher, you can have a different shapes and sizes. Similarly, matter changes into different names in the shape as appearance, but as such, matter is matter. So that exclusive matter has become you at the level of the body, mind, intellect, and ego, and has become me at the level of body, mind, intellect, and ego. And that is how this matter appears many, but in reality, it is the matter. Take a practical example. Let me go to my house. House is matter. Let me go to office is a matter. Let me drive my car is a matter. Let I am sitting in the car. I mean, body is sitting in the car is matter. Food stuff is matter. Hormone is matter. It is like the store is one, but stuff in the store are many. And what is that store? That store is the world outside, which we say world. So, in contemplation and reflection, we should also ask, is matter the cause of what appears many? Is matter the cause of body? Yes. Parents gave me the physical body? Yes. My parents, then his parents, and his parents was eating food, which is a matter. That matter created this body. So food stuff is also a matter. But we have understood, because matter is inert, matter cannot know itself, and matter cannot know others. I can never be matter. The body I see, the screen in which I see you, is also matter. What is the difference between the matter which is known as body and which is known as monitor or screen or house or car? There is only a difference in appearance, and a permutation and combination. We say 70% of the body is water. Water is matter. Carbohydrate is matter. Fat is matter. Protein is matter. Amino acid is matter. DNA is matter. RNA is matter. So when we look inside that DNA and RNA, and also inside the screen, the house, the car, we find a common electronic configuration of these elements. And nowadays, we have started saying this matter can be converted into energy. So, matter and energy are interconvertible. E is equal to mc square. Fortunately, Einstein has invented this formula. But if we become aware, we see that it is happening in the body. I eat you the food stuff, and that food matter converts into energy. When there is a loss of energy, I feel hunger. I don't eat energy, I eat food stuff, matter. That again converts into energy. So this reflection, this knowledge should be settled in my mind all the time. And if it is settled all the time, I drop the wrong notion, I have taken a big step. We need not to do any practice, no karma. Karma takes me to Rajoguna, Rajoguna takes me to Tamoguna, Tamoguna again returns to Rajoguna. I become the doer and the enjoyer. Doer and enjoyer is the illusion. Why it is a delusion? Because doer and enjoyer is done by the same matter, which is body, mind, intellect, and ego. So we are simply aware. My hand moves, I speak, I talk, I eat. All this I have to remove internally, that I as a personal experience from the matter. What is left then? We are focusing on the knowledge. Knowledge cannot be changed. Knowledge remains true. My perception may be wrong. I may have an incomplete knowledge, but knowledge remains knowledge. Knowledge cannot be changed. Can my mind reflect that knowledge like a mirror? Not like a camera, which stores the impressions that I went there, I went on a vacation and I enjoyed such a good memories. On that basis, I link my I, that is consciousness, and then I narrate my experience. I want to see mind, you act like a mirror. So again, matter is inert. Matter is inert. My hands are moving, it is inert. But it is moving. It is alive. It has consciousness. Yes, it has a consciousness when we use the word red hot iron bar. Iron bar is never hot. Iron bar is never red. But when the fire enters into it, it becomes hot and red. The property of hot and redness belongs to fire, not to the iron. Property of consciousness has entered into the body, and then that is why we claim, after all, I'm alive. Don't you see that? It is different from the matter lying there. Yes, I know it is a hot red iron bar. That is. So I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm speaking. Red hot iron bar is the body. Nothing more than that. Am I aware of this knowledge all the time? And that awareness keeps the mind clear. And the mind reflects, oh, how can I be body? The wrong notion was there before, and now the right notion, how can I be the body? I know I'm moving the hands, I'm talking. But this is not consciousness. The body has taken the consciousness, properties of the consciousness. Eyes have taken the property of the consciousness. The mind has taken the properties of the consciousness. Same example. Hot, red, iron bar. Not for the sake of information, just I live into that awareness. Don't we live into awareness that this is my home, that is neighbors? We don't need to do anything. No karma. That is why I started with the karma and the knowledge. How many breathing practices you should be doing to know that this is your home and that is neighbor's home? But in order to grasp it, and the mind should drop the impurities and ignorance, I should be doing something to purify the mind, to help the mind to reach to that state, to absorb this knowledge on one hand and drop the ignorance on the other simultaneously. So that is why we need to do the practice, 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 practice. So here the Patanjali says, if you do not do any practice with wisdom and dispassion, nothing will happen. Recently, I was watching on YouTube a master who is very well recognized all over the world debating about karma, matter. And he mixed the karma with I am, because he wanted to prove science is wrong, his knowledge is right. And those two scientists were there, they cannot agree. The moment you enter into the field of material world, a changing world, the journey of self-discovery can never begin. I have to separate it. Like I know the heat and the redness in the iron is because of the fire, and fire is independent. How come it is independent? Leave the iron bar outside. After some time, the iron bar returns to its coolness, returns to its blackness. So, where is the problem of death? I'm linking it. Why to worry about it? Why to worry? The body is a matter, will be left out. My fingers are moving only because of the consciousness. Consciousness is independent, free, cannot be mixed up. It appears it is mixed, but it is not. So when you are contemplating and reflecting, the mind enters into that extraordinary awareness. It says, oh my God, body is matter, breath is matter, mind is matter, thoughts are matter, food is matter, house is matter, car is matter, everything that appears, felt and experienced by the mind is matter. When your mind is filled with this clarity, that mind becomes pure. Pure mind asks a question, then who am I? That is why we have to do a lot of practices to purify the mind to reach to that state. Not as an information, but 100% clarity. Body, not moving, matter, no consciousness. Now it has started speaking. Oh, body, you have borrowed the consciousness? No, again, body is dead and life. That is what the master says. The body dies every moment, body lives every moment. That is why they have a symbolic expression that when you inhale, inspiration is to live, and expiration, expired, to die. Exhalation is death every moment, inhalation is birth. Not as a philosophical, not as we should enjoy it as an information, but I should live in it. So when I live into it, the mind says, let me have pasta, I have a craving for the pasta. The same mind says, next breath is coming out, you are gone. You see, you live into that awareness. You don't live into that information. I will teach my honey a lesson. Come on. Next breath, who knows? And then you see that you laugh, you smile. Oh my goodness, this is life. This is life. So what is happening? You keep the mind away. Mind, don't teach me. Let me work on you now. This is the fact. This is the truth. This is the absolute truth. Who knows? I exhaled, and whether I can take the next breath or not. That red hot iron bar is placed in the world too far from the fire. Natural properties of the body, of the iron bar, is coolness and black in color. Same thing will happen to this body. It is happening to the body every moment. The way we have a cloth, we have many threads bind together. The mind must bind together all the principles in the field of awareness Then information is digested, it is assimilated, it lives here and now. When it lives here and now, you are extraordinarily aware. Mind, mind, whether you inhale or exhale, does not matter to me. Because I know without inhalation you cannot exhale, without exhalation you cannot inhale. So this is karma. Karma cannot give me the knowledge. I have to look behind that breathing. Now, let me not only take a departure, but summarize. What is the summary of all this? Karma, knowledge, matter, consciousness. Matter is many, different shapes, colors, forms. Consciousness is one. And I realize, my God, body is matter, house is matter, car is matter, breath is matter, mind is matter. So when you are reflecting and the mind is naturally focused, that mind asks the question that comes from inside: who am I? By the different practices, normally the mind reaches to that level of curiosity, intense aspiration, and that intense aspiration is known as mumukshu, mumuksha, intense desire for freedom. Freedom from what? We normally say freedom from suffering, pain, which is visible, which is experienced. That is primary level. That is kindergarten. Everyone experiences pain. Everyone manages pain. So this question, who am I, comes when I should release myself from this matter. I'm healthy. Everything is good according to social standard. I'm living a good personal, professional, social, family life. I'm eating the best, so everything is okay. But now that who am I becomes such a burning question because I'm not able to separate the body from the consciousness. My mind still claims I'm alive. Body is alive. Eyes are alive. So the master says, when we are fairly living a life of physical well being, mental well being, emotional well being, then only we can start the sadhana. That is another definition of a seeker. If one is craving for wealth, he is beset with the fear to safeguard the wealth. And if one is poor, he is also craving for, he has also the fear of death. That is what we say, the intense, burning desire. That question has come to my mind. I discovered that question. It has not come from outside. Otherwise, we listen to the master, understand who you are. You are Sachidanand. I know it. So when I'm Sachidanand, so let me continue to enjoy. But for a seeker, this question of who am I that enjoyment becomes the suffering. You see, my mind has again went back to the attachment, and it will again return with the pain, again goes to the pleasure. So you see, your mind has changed completely. That changed mind is the mind of a seeker. So when we are a seeker, the masters have given, I would say, more or less 6, 7 different paths. And these different paths are divided into another more than about 400 to 500 paths. And if one learns, that is why we say tradition, if one learns, follows the path under the guidance of a teacher, that is why it is known as a tradition. Doing practice by yourself doesn't help. So, who am I? Just think and reflect. Who am I? That is a burning question. It came from deep within the mind. So, one part it says, examine. Don't do any practice. Examine. Who is looking at the world is different from the world. I see my house is different from me. I see my body and experience my seeing means seeing, experiencing, knowing, knowledge part. So now I see and know that there are two things only in this world. That is why I have repeated many a time, self and the non-self. But unless we are a great seeker, intense seeker, I see the difference here and now. Hence, different. Just a matter of awareness. Eyes and me. You see, I and my eyes, I and the body, I and the ears, I and my house, I and my car. The world are many. I am one. That I am red and hot is entering into the world of personal, professional, family, and social life, which I say I am husband, I am wife, I am rich, I am poor, I am engineer, I am doctor. Virtually, there is no one. Red hot iron bar. So the principle is seer and the seen. Seer, the way I see you just now through the eyes, same way through the knowledge I see. Not only I see who is seeing the world, but I also see all the contents of the world. That is the definition of a consciousness. And what is the definition of a matter? Now come back. Examine here and now. Live into that knowledge. Inert is cannot know itself and cannot know others. Car? No. House? No. Neighbors? No. Bank account? No. You see, pain? No. Pleasure? No. Pasta? No. Chicken? No. Oh. So I have a clear separation from the seer and the seen. I raise my hand, but internally I am aware. I live in that awareness. I bring my hands down. I say it I, but I know this is not real I. Mind is caught in the world of many and it forgets the real I is ignorance. How simple it is. Mind is caught in the world outside and it becomes many. Then I become many. I am a husband, I am a wife, I am a son, I am a daughter, I am an engineer, I am poor, I am rich. And it creates a dust on the mirror of the mind. Seer and the seen. Can I start living in awareness that these two are always different? They cannot become together. Whatever I see has to be always different. Now, masters created operating principles. I feel, I think, I experience, whether pain or pleasure, they both are separate from me. Whatever I feel, know, experience until now through the mind is different from me. That is how and why I know. Because it is the way the mind knows. First operating principle. Second is seer and the seen are always different. And the third principle is the most beautiful. When we create a computer chip, we have binary numbers 112, 112, 112, 112. We instantly recognize what is the common factor. But we don't recognize I as a common factor, which is common factor in everything that is seen. That is why I say I see you, I talk to you, I eat and I drink and I am pain, I am pleasure. I is such a common factor and we forget. Means this I, this seer is one and only one. And seen are many. We forget it. We instantly find how many $10 notes are there in $1,000. But we don't, we instantly forget I is a common factor, which is different from this body, breath, mind, intellect, and ego. Forget due to ignorance. Do you see? We live into that awareness all the time. Only one difference. And that difference can become the most powerful way to work in day to day life. To simplify it, what is in front of the mind? Awareness, feeling, sensation of the world outside. I cannot find I there. Whatever is in front of the mind, I cannot find. It is behind the mind because it also sees the mind. And that seer is nothing but one. That seer is consciousness. That consciousness is explained further as Sat Chit Ananda. Patanjali says, Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. The way we drive our car, we put the key into ignition, engine starts, holding the steering, being always aware and alert of acceleration and the brake, and perception outside. How can I drive if I don't see all around? That's why we have a front and the rear mirror. Let me live like this, maintaining an awareness. None belongs to me, none is me, only one I. Many belongs to the world. Many is experienced by the mind. One experiences the mind. Mind cannot know that one knows the mind, but the mind knows the world. So by different practices, by we become a perfect seeker, we separate. Our traditional language is that we separate Prakriti from Purusha. In Tantra, we say we awaken the Shakti to merge into Shiva. Same thing, Prakriti and Purusha. And in a very simple language, it is nothing but seer in the seeing. When that separation in the knowledge takes place inside that mind, do not drain our energy. It is not running after the karma. So the tremendous energy is preserved and stored, and that energy will definitely move upward. Even by this talk and listening. Whatever people talk about Kundalini, it's okay. Let them talk. They are true, but real journey will only take place when Shakti is realized and experienced different from Shiva. Seen is different from seer. Then only when we experience, it is the pleasure, the pain is hidden there. Pleasure is experienced by my tongue, Hence, I become the doer and the enjoyer, but I am not the doer and the enjoyer. This pleasure is also biting me. It doesn't mean that I leave everything, but inside, that flame. Who am I? So, when Buddha talks of the suffering, he perceives the pain in the very pleasure. So it means if I experience pain in small things, let me enter into pleasure first. And from the pleasure, I can work on the mind easily. I have an extreme pain in the body, and you say, sit tightly, don't move the body. How is it possible? So the Patanjali says, first, sit comfortably, relaxed, breathe little deeply, check your breath. Don't scare the mind that you will die. So you can elongate the breath, and that ultimately takes you to meditation. Last thing, when Buddha says emptiness, after all, there is a seer who knows there is emptiness. How can I say there is only nothingness? So Buddha stops there by saying everything is emptiness. Forget about who sees it or who doesn't see. He says the entire world is many, is matter, is unconscious, is inert. You are none of them. Hence, nothingness. Where? In the mind. So he stops there, not going what is beyond the mind. So, in another journey, here is a journey, you become the seer of that nothingness. But we continue the journey, we realize that this seer is becoming everything in the world also. The highest level of realization, we can say, the water is becoming waves, the water is becoming an ocean, river, waves, poems, cloud. So that I now becomes totally alone. There is a loneliness, means I expect something in the world outside, hence I am lonely. Alone means all plus one. All plus one, that's here. So when we are there, we the journey becomes easy.